So China lied and hundreds of thousands of Americans died. And their puppet, the World Health Organization, did all it could do to cover up the facts from the very, very beginning. And yet no one on Team Biden wants to hold the communist regime accountable. Here's Biden's national security advisor, Jake Sullivan, teeing up another weak message telling communist China, you got nothing to worry about with the Biden administration.
We are not at this point going to issue threats or ultimatums. What we're going to do is continue to rally support in the international community. And if it turns out that China refuses to live up to its international obligations, we will have to consider our responses at that point, and we will do so in concert with allies and partners.
It's great having a 16-year-old as your national security advisor. This is what we get from the Biden administration. What a joke. I promise you President Xi in China is laughing at us right now. Well, joining me now is former Secretary for Health and Human Services, former Republican Congressman of Georgia, Dr. Tom Price is with us. Doctor, great to have you on the program.
Good to be with you. Thank you.
Doctor, what do you make of how the Biden administration is handling all of this? We've got more evidence that this probably came from a lab. It doesn't seem to me he's holding China accountable. Does it to you?
No, not at all. In fact, if you just take him at his words that you just heard, that is when China violates normal international norms, then the United States will hold him to account. Well, the fact of the matter is that they've already violated normal international norms, and that is that they should have allowed individuals from across the world, literally into China, when this infection broke, to determine exactly where this did come from. Because we didn't know at the beginning. And I would suggest to you that a whole lot more work needs to be done to confirm exactly where it came from. And it is very, very suspicious that it came from that lab. Whether or not the evidence still remains there, or whether or not we can find anybody in China to tell us the truth at this point, remains to be seen.
When you were over at Health and Human Services, did you have any interaction with that lab at all?
Not with the lab. I did have interaction with Dr. Gao, who was the head of the Chinese CDC. And they've got a very sophisticated health program over there and scientific program. So it's important for us to make certain that we continue to push to have our observers there all the time, not just when there's a crisis, but all the time, developing those relationships so that when something like this happens to the world, that we can respond as a world community to make certain that it doesn't spread as this one did, because this isn't the last pandemic. I promise you. The question isn't if, it's when.
Yeah, and not only if and when, but it's probably not the last that China has something to do with and its hands on. So I ask you this: you had interaction with Chinese doctors there in charge of these things. Dr. Fauci keeps telling us, "Oh, we can trust all these scientists at the Wuhan lab." Is he for real?
Well, I would strongly recommend that Dr. Fauci take a step back and reserve comment on most things at this point. The fact of the matter is that the Chinese government, as you well know, and Chinese scientists are very measured and reserved in their communication and in what they say and do. And it's clear their system is not like ours at all. They don't have any openness or transparency in their system. And so it's imperative that yes, we develop those relationships, but you've got to make certain that you're there constantly to be clear, to be able to hold China to account regardless of what happens.
Yeah, I think we may never know because China's never going to let investigators in there to actually prove it. We may know it, but we're never going to have hard proof. Real quick, agree, disagree, Doctor?
I think that's very likely because we're a year and a half or 2 years from the beginning of this incident, and the likely thing is that any evidence has been destroyed at this point.
Yeah. Dr. Tom Price, thank you so much for your service to this country, sir. It's great having you on the program. I would look forward to seeing you again soon.
Thanks. God bless.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.